Everyone, Arlene here. Welcome back to my Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to is, this is going to be mostly a chit-chat video. And it's going to be a good bit of chit-chatting when I answer one of my questions that you guys have sent to me. So I just really wanted to come back and touch base, you guys, because I didn't come back earlier in the week. As you know, Chris and I went to Candace and Dustin's house to help her get little Pearl to the vet. Well, little poor Pearl got to the vet, but then the vet didn't have her on their books. So Pearl came back home, and we're going back up tomorrow, which will be Friday. I'm not sure when you'll see this, either Thursday evening or Friday morning. But we're heading back up to tomorrow morning, which is Friday, to help out again. And hopefully this time, they'll, just the wires got crossed. Candace had, the confirmation on her phone that she showed them, the whole bit, and they're like, oh, it's on us, we're so sorry. They just totally dropped the ball. So, which happens sometimes, it's not a big deal. And Chris and I get to go back and see Candace and Maverick and maybe Dustin, depending on what time he gets home from work again. So we get to do that tomorrow. So I thought I would come back and do this little chit-chat video with you and show you a couple of things that I've picked up from And That, or the Christmas tree shops, depending on where you live, and to give you an idea about what you might want to do for your guests if they're coming to visit. As you know, we're gearing up to invite Barb and Dawn, our friends, into our home come mid-August. So I'm really doing some things upstairs. By the way, that may be a video next week, is me cleaning out some drawers up there. I ordered myself some placemats, of all things, but I ordered some placemats because I want to use the placemats as like drawer liners. They fit like perfectly in these drawers. Normally I would get paper and cover, and I'm like, it's just easier to get placemats. That way I'll have the placemats if I ever want to use them for anything else, So I'm going to, but I need to clean out a bunch of stuff that I've had up there for really left over from when we moved in. So I'm going to be making 3 piles: trash, Goodwill, or keep. And Chris already took a bin upstairs. So maybe I'll do that next week a day when we get back into town tomorrow and I get settled and have the weekend and everything, So maybe that'll be a video for next week. I'll bring that to you at least, huh? And we'll do a little bit more chit-chatting. And again, if you have any more questions, please leave them in the comments below, and I've been answering them with each video, and I've got just 5 today to answer, and 2 of which are really quick. So, but anyway, let me talk about And That at first. And as I said, And That, we have And That here in our town, and a lot of you know it as the Christmas tree shops. Unfortunately, you guys, I cannot give you links for anything that I purchased because they no longer have an online store, which made me very sad because I had ordered from them a couple of times, and they have great stuff, and they have really good quality things, but it's like I think it's like leftovers from Bed Bath & Beyond and other stores too. So you can find some really good deals in there. The first thing I bought was a Citronella candle. I'm hoping that this heat wave we're having, which is just 90s and 100s, it's been awful, kind of wants to break by the time they come. I don't know whether it'll really happen, but regardless, I wanted to have a Citronella candle to put out on our patio, out on the, I have a table that has a fire pit in it out there, and I thought we could sit around there, maybe have some s'mores or something, I don't know. But I love the smell of citronella. So this just came in a bucket like this, and it was, I don't even know how much this was. I paid $17 for this whole thing, so it couldn't have been more than $5. But in that pretty red bucket, and that'll last a long time. So at least a week. It'll last a week. They're gonna be here a week. So I did get that. Nice little tight lid too. Some of these lids, you know how they crack sometimes when you take them off? I can't stand that, but this is a nice, a nice lid that is heavier plastic, and it pops right on there and seals nicely. So I got that, heavy little dude. And then y'all remember that I bought this little thing for my powder room to sit, you know, just on the sink in the powder room. And these are napkins that I got from Amazon and that are linked in my Amazon shop. And this is just a little holder, which is also linked. But isn't that neat? I love this idea. A lot of you have told me that you guys do this too in your bathrooms. And I love this idea. And I was, you know how they have a bunch of stuff at the registers, you know, as you're standing in line, and they have everything social distance. So they've got a really long, like, corridor kind of a thing with shelving, you know, to make sure you know how to social distance and everything. And all along there, they had a bunch of these little bins of just stuff, you know. And in those bins, I found these napkins. And I thought these would be cute as it changes. You know, I have some gray, and they're in a gray rug, gray towels. And I thought, now these are not quite as big as those napkins, but they fit beautifully in there. I'll show you the difference in size, but they fit fine. I mean, they do, maybe, what, an inch difference, half an inch difference in size. But $4.99, I was like, hello, $1.99 for those. So, and here's the difference in size. $1.99. So I got 2 packages. Some of them were not real pretty. I was like, oh, well, we don't need those and we don't need those. I was actually looking for fall. I went in there looking for fall. You know, thinking, oh, well, certainly they might have some fall stuff out. They didn't have one thing for fall. I was like, well, gee whiz, I venture into a store and they don't have anything for fall. So, yeah, I only bought one more thing, and this was on sale. And as you know, I have blue and white dishes, and I got this platter. And it says it's $12.99, but it wasn't. It was on sale for half off. I got this for $6. And it's a nice little piece. It's nothing that I recognize, but Nantucket home. So it's kind of, I guess they're, you know, maybe beachy kind of stuff, but that doesn't look so beachy to me. I love this. So one of my meals that I'm going to be cooking for Barb and Dawn is my pot roast. So I thought this would be perfect to put the pot roast out on. Either that or I'll just put the whole pot on the table and, you know, they don't care. I'm sure they would be fine. But anyway, I thought that I can use that for a bunch of stuff because it goes with my dishes. I should show you my dishes, shouldn't I? I got my dishes from, hang on, let me get you a dish and I'll show you what my dishes are. I got them from, okay, these are my dishes, my everyday dishes. And these are False Craft. And I got these from Kohl's last year. And I was right. They match pretty well. Look at that, you know? So, pretty happy with that. Yay! Okay, so that's all I got. That's all I got from that. I just realized right now I just have an Amazon, like one thing from Amazon that I wanted to show you, which kind of goes along with my next thing I wanted to talk about. And that was, you know, what you can do in a guest room to make your guests feel at home or feel more comfortable. And I talked about, in my last video, I talked about the care package baskets, you know, that I have. And a lot of you gave me some really good ideas of what you put in your care baskets. One lady said slippers or non-slip socks. I thought that was great. It's a little warm here now, so I'm not going to do that. But for wintertime, oh my goodness, what a great idea. And really, other things, you guys are so creative. I'm telling you, I have the best subbies on the planet. You guys are awesome. Just awesome. And we're out of July, or almost out of July, but you guys have been sharing your Christmas pictures, your Christmas in July. My group is covered with Christmas in July pictures if y'all are interested. If y'all haven't been into my group, my Facebook group, I'm talking about my Facebook group, Arlen's Country Craft Corner and Travels. Take a peek in there if you're not, or join. And again, thank you for the emails. I saw your guys' emails come in, by the way, but I had just approved your entry. So I didn't answer your emails. I've been really busy, you guys. So I think you are in the group. If you are not in the group and have tried to join and have not been approved, email me at arlensccc@gmail.com and let me know. And I'll let you in. So some of your YouTube names do not match the Facebook names, and if it doesn't match, then I don't recognize you. And some I've declined. Well, some I've had a couple of nefarious ones that are, I'm like, I know I don't know you. You're not coming in. So I'm a pretty tough vetter. You know, I vet everybody who comes in. But anyway, regardless, squirrel, there comes that squirrel again. One of you guys mentioned the squirrel. I just get off, oh my goodness, I just yammer and ramble and bing and bang and bong to, you know, from one subject to the other without even thinking about it. But back to the guest room. So, you know, that's one thing that I do special is I have that basket ready for them. Sometimes I'll also throw crossword puzzle books and pens in there. I love the Easy as Pie crossword puzzles. I get those for our trips. If you want one of those, you can find it in my travel tips and tricks Amazon box or storefront box. I do that. Sometimes my dad loves to have those because he doesn't have like a smartphone. For me, I look at my smartphone and I play my games on my smartphone. I play Words with Friends and, you know, other games on my phone. So I do that before I go to sleep to make myself sleepy. But he does crossword puzzles, you know. So sometimes I put crossword puzzles. But anyway, another thing that I do is I have picture frames. I have 3 picture frames up there. And depending on who is staying in the room, I will put their pictures in these 3 frames. So just yesterday I printed off some pictures, and this is Barb and Dawn. There they are in Alaska. That's it. You can't see it on the video here, but that's a glacier, Marjorie Glacier behind them. We cruised in Alaska together. So there they are in this little frame. Obviously it's a purple frame. So this goes on one table, and then these other 2 frames go on another table. And this is Barb and I standing in front of the Welcome to Alaska sign. Look at the snow. It was snowing up there. And this is one of our favorite pictures. We just love this picture of us, you know. So I thought that'll put a smile on her face, you know, when she sees that picture up there to greet them and say hello and welcome to Virginia, you know. And then this one is us, you know, one of our formal shots. And so I thought that they would really like to see that, you know. So of all 4 of us. So, and these frames I got from Ann that actually back last November. I'm sure they still have them in there if you want to look for them though. They were not expensive. I don't have the price tags on them, but really nice. They're nice little wooden frames. So anyway, that's another thing, another idea. You know, if you have guests coming in, we're coming up on the holidays, you know, and I know a lot of us have guests coming into town and might have overnight guests, you know, so just something, little touches, just the little touches. If you just take that extra step, it didn't cost me a cent to do that. I just used my own printer and printed off the pictures. You know, but that's personal and that's something. And I love these 2 so much, you guys. I'm gonna cry. You know, we're so lucky and fortunate, Chris and I are, that we met these 2, and we met her sister, Barb's sister Patty, and her husband Mike. And we're all so close. The 6 of us are close. Patty and Mike can't come out, but it was, you know, it's just what a precious, precious thing to have really good friends like that you can share your lives with in our cruises and whatnot. And they live in California, we live in Virginia, on 2 opposite coasts, but we are very good friends with them. And Chris is really good friends with the men, and I'm really good friends with the ladies, and all 6 of us are really good friends, you know. So I mean that's a neat dynamic, you know, to have. So anyway, I wanted to give that idea to you. I thought that was just something just to, you know, to make them feel at home, to make them, I want them to feel comfortable. And Chris is like, he walked in yesterday, he says, what are you doing? I said, I'm printing off some pictures. He said, oh, that's a good idea. And I went, well, I do it for Dad all the time. He goes, yeah, but I just thought it just for your dad. And I went, well, no, whoever stays in the room, like when Stacy stays in, she always likes the happy room. That's her favorite bedroom. So when she stays in there, I print off pictures of her and I, or just her, or whatever, you know. And Kristen likes the turquoise room. So, you know, she gets pictures of herself in there, you know what I mean? So it's whoever stays in the room, and it's just something to help them feel at home. Also, one other thing, I just thought of this too. One of you guys gave me this idea about Dixie cups. You know, when you get to be our age, there's a couple of pills that some of us need to take at night, you know, right before you go to bed. And I was thinking how nice, or just to wash your mouth out with, you know, I use my hand usually with brushing my teeth or whatever. But I thought Dixie cups is a great idea. So I ordered a Dixie cup. If I can find the picture of it, they haven't come yet. I can't show it. They're on their way. A Dixie cup dispenser, but not one you put on the wall. This is one that sits on the sink, real cute little dispenser, and I bought some Dixie cups. silly, not expensive little idea. So I bought one for each bathroom upstairs. And I thought that, you know, for whoever comes, that'll work for them, you know. But like my dad is always coming back downstairs. He says, I've got to take my pills, you know. So he comes back down and he takes his pills and he comes back, you know. So now he'll have his Dixie cups up there. You don't have to, just so he remembers to take his pills up there. You know, he'll be good. So I sent him another little care package of some pictures of Maverick. He's loving these because I'll write him like a thank you note, and then like on the inside of the card, you know, I'll take like scrapbook and tape and I'll tape like one of the pictures up. And so when he opens the card, there's a picture, you know, usually my collage pictures, if you look at my community post, that's the pictures I've been using, you know. And then I send him a bunch of, you know, standalone, you know, shots, and I write him a note, and he loves getting his little mail, you know, so he should be getting that today. Actually, I sent it out the other day. So another something, you know, sometimes it's nice to get a little mail, you know, sometimes it's nice to get something other than an email, like my thank you notes I'm so terrible with. I'm sorry about that, you guys, and please accept my thanks for everything. But for him, you know, I felt like that was something. But anyway, I did order this too. I was looking for, one of you gave me an idea about, I was looking for towel racks. Let me get to the point here before I can't, you know, form a sentence. And I was looking for a way to give them places, more places to hang up their wet towels. You know, we have literally the one towel rack and one in the, you know, and that's on the wall. These bathrooms are teeny tiny upstairs. And one inside the, you know, shower. And I'm like, I want some other way. And one lady actually said she put a towel rack behind her door in her kids' bedrooms, and so they always had their own towel. And I said, well, that's a good idea. But what I decided to do instead of that, although I like that idea, I think that's an excellent idea, excuse the light, is I bought, oops, I have 3 of these. And these are from Amazon, and these were like $9.99 a piece. But these are, can you see? There we go. You can see the hooks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 hooks, and they hook over either the door to the bedroom, the bathroom door, or I have a door, they have a little walk-in closet up there, I can put it over that door. So they just hook over the door, and that gives them not only for a towel, but maybe a robe or their outfit for the next day, or, you know, a hanging makeup bag that, you know, Barb might bring with her. It gives them other places to hang things and to put things and to unpack, you know. That's why I'm going to be cleaning out the dressers too, as I want them, if they're going to be here a whole week, you know, I want them to be able to unpack and open a drawer and not have to worry about, you know, rummaging through a suitcase every time, you know. I want them to be able to unpack. So I got those. So like I said, $9.99 a piece, and I got one for each bedroom for upstairs. So, but that is all I have purchased as of late, other than the Dixie cups and whatnot, and they'll be coming soon, the little container, the little dispenser, and the cups. I wanted to tell you, because you all always ask me, somebody always asks me about my nail polish. This is SE, and this is the one that's kind of risky. No, it isn't. This isn't that one. I didn't do that one. This is Bubbles, I think. Yeah, Bubbles Only. That's what this color is. It's kind of a really dark, kind of a red, and I cut them all down a little bit to try. I'm trying to get them to match this one that broke, so I cut them all down a little bit, so, and painted them last night. But in that Bubbles Only from Essie, E-S-S-I-E, Essie Couture. Love this polish. Love this polish. My other polish lasted 1 day shy of 2 weeks, and I could have gone 3 or 4 more days, but I just wanted to I wanted to change. I got bored with that other color, and I wanted to change. So it wasn't because I needed to, it's because I wanted to change my color. So I wanted to show you that. Essie Couture, found in my Amazon shop for sure under Beauty. Love it. Okay, now let's transition over here to my questions. Let me get a little drink. And I have just collected these questions when they come in. I just put them in my little stickies here. So number 1, I have them blown up really well. Number 1 is from Eleanor R. Kunze. I hope I pronounced that right. Maybe you answered this previously. How did the name Maverick James get selected? It fits him. He is the most adorable little charmer. Yes, he is. Isn't he so cute? The curtains in my kitchen are wonderful. The dishes in the window just pull it all together. Thank you. Subtle and sleek. Oh, thank you so much. And thank you so much for your all's comments about classic. You all tell me that I'm a classic decorator, and I really appreciate that. I really do. And I have been, letting y'all know that I've gotten some off-color comments through the years saying my decor is old-fashioned, or it's this. I'm old-fashioned. I don't care, but boy, I do appreciate the classic comments because I do strive for that, you guys. I do strive for that, and my decor has changed through the years, and it has evolved even since I've been here on YouTube. I've kind of gone away from the primitive. One of you guys had said this morning, I just read a comment this morning that said you've gone away from the primitive. It was the colors were kind of pulling you down. And I know how you feel a little bit on that. I wanted lighter and airier, not farmhouse, so to speak, but a little cottage, the cottage feel in the blue and white I really like. So anyway, here I go again, squirrel. They just come and tap me on the shoulder, don't they? But I wanted to stop and thank you so much for that, the classic comments. I really appreciate that. Subtle and sleek. Your home looks so inviting and cozy. You have done a wonderful job decorating, and Chris helps to keep it all working like magic. The willow tree nativity is something I fell in love with, and I am glad that a friend gifted it to you. Yes. Plus, those ribbons are spectacular. Life is pretty good, right, Arlene? Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am. Lots of blessings for which to be thankful. You and Chris take good care and take your time making videos. We understand. Family first. Much love and affection for you and the whole clan. And the same right back to you, Eleanor. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. The way Maverick James came about, my dad always asked, where'd they come up with James? I said, I don't know. Nobody in the family was James. They just liked how it sounded with Maverick, so they chose James. The name Maverick, they kind of pulled from two different places. One, Dustin has always been told he looks like Tom Cruise, which he does. He looks a lot like Tom Cruise when he was younger, of course. And, Maverick, the Top Gun movie and all of that. So they used to call him Mav or Maverick when he was younger. So it kind of came from that. But more is Dustin is a motorcycle racer. He races motorcycles. And there's a racer that he really likes and really likes the name Maverick, and his name is Maverick. So that's where Maverick came up with. I think it is such a cool name. And we've really come to be, all of us are calling him either Little Squish or Mav. We all kind of have already shortened it to Mav. So I think he's probably going to be more Mav than Maverick, but what a cool name. And then I love that name. I think it's really cool. And her little name, her name for a girl was going to be Harper Lynn, and it was after me, after her, after some of her other family members on Dustin's side. Everybody's named Lynn. So they were saying Lynn has to be in there somewhere, so they are planning on having more children. So we'll see if a little girl comes down the pike. I don't know. But that is where Maverick James came from. Thank you for asking, Eleanor. Okay, number 2, this is from Jan Roth. She said, whoops, she had another comment, and then she came back with this one. Whoops, I forgot to ask you something. Where did you get those candle holders on your island? And there you can see them. They're a wrought iron. I'll show you a picture here up close. They're a wrought iron candlestick, and I got them from Hobby Lobby. But sweetie, I have had them for years. I mean, I'm not even kidding you. I may have had them before we even moved into this house, to be honest. Or right after we moved in. They sat out on my dining room table for the longest time. So from pretty much right when we moved in. So I don't know whether you can find them there or not. I do believe I've seen them or something similar. So Hobby Lobby though, that's where I got those, Hobby Lobby. Okay, thank you for that question, Jan. All right, number 3 from I'm a loyal follower. May I ask a question? Sure. What app do you use for background for your pictures? Thank you. And she just wrote me a private message on Facebook. See, I collect questions from everywhere. And I told her, and I'll tell you guys, because I don't know whether anybody else is interested, but you can see the little background picture when I do the collages for community posts. And that's the reason I started to do my collage pictures on the community posts, so that you all can see more than just one picture at a time. So, that's why I started doing those. But I've been doing those befores and afters, and I've been using this app for a long time, but it's called Pic, P-I-C, Collage. And this is what it looks like. Pic Collage. in the App Store. It's easily used, and you get a lot for free with it, you know. Sometimes you have to pay, and they do give you the option, well, if you want to become this, you have to pay this. I'm like, no, I just want it for free. Please, can I just have a little gingham background just for free, please? So, but that's what I use, Pic Collage. Okay, number 4, and I'm going to read you this comment. This comment touched my heart. I couldn't believe that this gentleman took the time to write this. And he did ask me a question at the end, but I want to read it to you because it's so sweet. And this just goes to show you, you never know who you're going to touch. For you other YouTubers out there, you never know who you're going to touch. You never know. So, you know, don't give up. Don't get frustrated. Even if you have 10 followers. I mean, I'm striving for 30,000 right now, and it's taking me forever to get to 30,000. So, you know, and I don't know whether that's due to the COVID or whether that's due to whatever it's due to, or that just, I don't know, no more than 20, whatever I have, 1,000 want to subscribe, and that's fine. I just want to see the 30,000, you know, that's the only reason I wanted to see it. But no matter how many subscribers you are, bottom line, no matter how many subscribers you have, you never know who you're going to touch. You never know. And you never know what walk of life they'll be in, what stage of life they'll be in, what season of life they'll be in, whether they're female or male or old or young. You don't know. So always continue to share, you guys, you know. Always continue to give that laughter and that joy, you know. And this guy, he gave me the idea to do this video today. I wasn't going to do another one, but when I read his comment, I was like, you know what, I am going to do this. It's silly stuff that I talked about before, but it may help one of you. If it touches just one of you or helps one of you, all the better, you know. But anyway, here we go. This is from Greige. Greige, I hope I don't mess up your last name. Soheed, something like that. He said, I likely break the mold for your typical follower, a guy in his 30s from Minnesota. And I hesitated for weeks sending this, but I came across your channel by accident around the holidays. I clicked on your Christmas home tour out of curiosity. You instantly reminded me of my mother, who died from breast cancer 13 years ago. It is the craziest feeling ever. When you were talking, it is as if I can hear her talking to me because you two are so alike in your interests, your personality, your voice, your mannerisms. And boy, how I can relate to making sure my bed was made before school with hospital corners and all. It's wild. I have since watched many of your videos because it's like listening to my mom talk. Cheesy, I know. It is not, honey. It is not cheesy. Even though I really have no interest in crafts. So I sincerely thank you so very much for your videos. I do also have a question for you. And you're very welcome. I'm sorry if my lighting is being wacky on me. It's when I sit at this table. I'm so sorry. But you are so very welcome. And I'm glad I remind you of your mama. And you come back anytime and I will just chit and chat all over the place. You know, and if that gives you a warm feeling, then that's good. And I'm so sorry about the loss of your mom. I'm so sorry. I do also have a question. My mom loved decorating the house throughout the year, certainly the holidays and particularly Christmas. Where did your passion for doing it come from, especially your Christmas decorating? It is quite impressive. Thanks again for all you do and stay healthy. And congrats, Grandma, Greige. Well, thank you, Greige, and you stay healthy too. And thank you so much for all of your sweet words. As I said, you really touched my heart. And I really appreciate you taking the time to go ahead and stepping out and leaving me a comment because you really touched my heart. Regarding my passion for Christmas decor, you know, a long time ago I would only decorate a little teeny tiny bit for fall, and then I would decorate for Christmas. And that was the only time of year that I decorated, way back when I was first married, you know. And through the years, my decorating has expanded to be more and throughout the year, you know. So, but my passion for Christmas comes from Jesus, to be honest with you. I love the reason for the season for Christmas. It inspires me. It was the date of his birth, you know, and honest to goodness, we celebrate that. You know, that is a celebration in our house, and that is why. And now I have nativity scenes, but I decorate, my Christmas decor is very eclectic. It's a mix of old and new and classic and not so classic, and you know, I do a different color scheme in the front of the house than I do in the back of the house, which when I did my blue and white, I took it throughout, which is the first time in my lifetime I've ever been able to do that, you guys. So I love that. But at Christmas, I'll keep the light blues and silvers and whites in the front of the house. But the back of the house is the warmer colors, you know, of reds and burgundies and greens and darker blues and that kind of thing. But that's where I've just always loved decorating for Christmas. It's just the feeling I get when I decorate for Christmas. It also reminds me of home and family get-togethers in my childhood and the good memories that we've made and the traditions that we've brought forth with our kids. Speaking of traditions, I got something to tell you too. I hope I remember to go back to that. But you know, we've had the same traditions every year throughout the years, and you know, the venues change, the houses change, but the same people are there, and the love is still there, and the hugs and the, you know, so it's all of that. It's all of the warm, cozy, wonderful feelings of Christmas. And it is my favorite time. I always say that you know, it's a tie between fall and Christmas decor. I really love to decorate for fall, but I love decorating for Christmas even just that little bit more because of what I just said. So there you go, Greg. That's why. But thank you again. Thank you again for that wonderful comment. I really appreciate it. And bless your heart about your mom. I'm so, so sorry. You were so young. You must have been young when she passed away, and I'm so sorry. Okay. Before I go on to number 5, I don't want to forget what I want to tell you. I have made reservations for our family to go to Myrtle Beach next summer. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I am telling you, I searched and searched and searched, and as I've told you guys, I serve as my own travel agent when it comes to other trips other than cruises. I always use a travel agent for cruises. I wouldn't go on a cruise without using a travel agent, you guys, but I can handle anything on the, you know, on land, so to speak. So we will be going to Myrtle Beach on the Grand Strand, and we've rented a beach house, not a beachfront house. It's like 2 blocks back from the beach, but it's a big house, and Dustin and Candace and Kristen and my dad, I haven't told my dad yet, I think he'll come, he'll probably come, and Chris and myself are all gonna go. And you know, so we're gonna have a big time. We're gonna be gone a whole week next summer, and little Maverick will have his first eye on the ocean. You know, he's gonna take a peek at that ocean when he's about a year old, and that will become a tradition for us every year, starting that tradition to do a beach house, you know, or something on a beach, or do a family vacation every year if everybody wants to come and join in. And they've all said they do, except I haven't told my dad yet because I haven't talked to him in person. So, but yeah, I did that the other night. I'm excited. Okay, I have one more question, and I have some stuff to show you here. So this is from Bernice Brown, and she said, I have a question for you, Ms. Arlene. When choosing ribbons to make your funky bows, how do you have a method of choosing the 3 patterns you want to use so they complement each other? And Bernice, I kind of do. I'm going to shut the lid on my computer here. I kind of do, but I have a whole video about this, and I'm going to give y'all a link in the description. But I'm going to kind of give you the shortened version of that video today. That video is longer, and I show you more different, you know, more different combinations. I am going to show you some combinations of colors here. But this is a question I get a lot, you guys. This is, I would say, my most frequently asked question is, how do I choose my ribbons for my funky bows? And you know what? I don't have a rhyme or reason to tell you. I don't have a set like I do for my funky bow, you know, cheat sheet. I don't have like a cheat sheet to give you. I wish I did. I wish I did. But you know, you always hear me saying I give the glory to the Lord for my whatever I'm able to do, you know? And that's kind of how I feel about the ribbons. Although I think it is something that that can be learned, and with practice, you'll get better and better and better at. I've never had a problem picking the ribbons, but I know that like Chris, he doesn't have problems doing math problems. I'm terrible. I have problems with basic math, y'all. I'm not even kidding you. I'm a terrible mathematician. Terrible. Give me a calculator. I need my calculator. Thank the Lord for calculators. I live with a human one, though. I'm not even kidding. And sometimes Chris, when the kids were little, you know, and he was having to help them with their math because Lord knows mom couldn't do it, he would just go, why aren't you getting this? Why don't you see that? When he could see it really easily. So I had to step back from this. The first time somebody asked me this, I'm like, well, that's not a hard thing. Why? And I'm thinking, now you hush, Arlene. You hush. Because some people it might not be an easy thing for everybody. And just because it's easy for me doesn't mean that it's easy for anybody else or for everybody else. You know what I mean? So with that in mind, I thought, okay, well, you know, when I made that video, that's why I made that video. But I do have some different ribbons here. And I'm just going to go through some just to show you my thought process. Let me start by saying my thought process starts with whatever it is I'm making. If I'm making a wreath, I look at all of the accent pieces that I want to use in the wreath. Either that, or I'll pick my ribbons, and then I'll pick my accent pieces for the wreath from the ribbons I choose. You know? Sometimes I'll only use one ribbon to make a funky bow. Because, you know, like I made, like out here in the mud room with that, I only used this blue and white kind of diagonally checked buffalo check ribbon. You know, and I couldn't find anything I liked to go with this. I had purchased, did I put that in here? Yes, I had purchased this to go with it. This just says welcome. And if I was doing another project, this would be a beautiful funky bow, the welcome and the blue and white. Wouldn't that be pretty? That would be a beautiful funky bow. But because I used navy blue burlap on that wreath, it looked terrible. The navy blue of this blended right in and it disappeared. I was like, well, that's not gonna look good. So that's why I chose only to use the one. So don't be afraid to change your mind too. But that right there is a good combination for a funky bow, just two. And if I wanted to add a floral to it, I could. I don't have just a blue and white floral. Or if I wanted, see, I would tend not to do another solid like that. That's not the same blue, for one. That would bother me. Also, this is more solid than it is white, so that would bother me, so I wouldn't use that. This is blue. I may add that, but I'm not sure I want all that red, unless I was doing it in my kitchen because of the pops of red in my kitchen. I may do it in there. I prefer it just the two. So don't feel like you have to use 3 different kinds of ribbon. Use 2, or just use 1. You know what I mean? So funky bows don't have to be 3 different, 4 different, 5 different ribbons. The concept for the funky bow, where I learned it from Julie Samaka, and her reasoning was that she just used all of her leftover ribbon, and she just combined whatever her leftover ribbon was to make bows. And that was cool. But then I kind of took it a step further and did the cheat sheet and made mine more to go with whatever I was making, you know? So let me show you a couple more combinations here. I have this buffalo check. I get this from Amazon. I haven't even opened it yet. And a lot of you use buffalo check. And so this is kind of a neutral, if you will, to me. This seems like a neutral to me. That would be really pretty with the floral. Look at that. One thing I never do, you guys, I will tell you true. I never mix stripes with checks. And I'm old-fashioned. I'm just old-fashioned, but I can't mix stripes and checks. It goes back to my mom saying, Marlyn, don't wear that striped top with those check pants. Ugh, you know, it hurts my eyes. She would say that. It hurts my eyes. You can't do that. So I can't, for me, for y'all, that might look okay. But to me, I just like, no, I can't do that. And again, what else might I pull out of this? That's like a pink. Wouldn't it be pretty to pull a pink into that? I don't have any pink. But wouldn't it be pretty? I do have a pink in the garage. But wouldn't it be pretty to pull a pink, like a fuchsia pink, a pop of pink? That would be beautiful. And put it in spring decor. I think that would be really pretty. So that's an idea. I don't have a lot of ribbon here to pick from. I do have a red here, and that would be a pretty funky bow, the ticking and red. And then you could add the pop of red to it. That would be a pretty funky bow. I would like that. Red is one of my very favorite colors, you guys. Absolutely one of my favorite colors. So, and then I have, let's see. I have this, but I really don't have anything to match this. I just had it sitting out in the garage. I just got this, and I'll be honest with you, I got this from Bobby. I did get this from Bobby, and I ordered it from her, from perpetualribbons.com. I love Bobby, and I've got more ribbon to show you here. And, you know, she sent me this ribbon, and that would be pretty with that. That would be pretty. But I've got this, somebody had seen it in my picture. I have a blue and white buffalo check that would be really pretty with this. I don't even have any orange up here that I can show you. I did pull out this, but that would be pretty. Would that be pretty? And see, I wouldn't put that with it though. I would have to have yellow or just blue and white, but that would be pretty. So to be honest with you, I have this beautiful ribbon that I'm going to be using in the fall, and unless I can find an iridescent kind of an orange to go with this, I won't be pairing anything with this. This is very, to me, when I talk about classic, it's very classically pretty ribbon, and I didn't last year, I couldn't find anything I wanted to really mix with it too much, and unless I can find a foil, like a foily kind of orange, I might have done that with one. I think I did have like a foily. My fall ribbon is downstairs, and I don't have any earthly idea what I have. So, but then I have this ribbon. Oh, I love this. And I bought this cream a long time ago. I was going to mix this navy blue that I did for the steps. I don't have any of it out here, which I don't recommend you buy because it came crying like rusty stuff off of it. Ugh. But it was the only thing I could find, so I used it because I'm not using it for anything else, you know. But wouldn't that be pretty? Those two together. That would be lovely. And then if you wanted to even pull a green out, like a green plaid or a blue plaid, blue and cream plaid, I think that would be super pretty for fall. Ugh. But this plaid wouldn't work. I don't like that, no. As I said, I was thinking this was bluer, and it's more of a teal. So I wouldn't use that. Maybe that. That would be cute. Although this is white, and I normally don't mix white and cream either. That's another thing I don't do. In fact, I was just telling a lady in my group the other night, and I tell you, when you guys put up, for those who ask me my opinion on stuff, I'm so nervous about giving my opinion because I never want to hurt anybody's feelings. I never want to hurt anybody's feelings, you know? But she had asked me, she had a centerpiece, and she said, Arlene, what could I do to this? You know, and it looked pretty the way she had it, but she had mixed whites and creams together. And that pulled my eye, and I was like, oh gosh, I have to be really careful with how I word this so I don't hurt her feelings. I don't want to hurt her feelings because it was a pretty arrangement, but it was just something I would necessarily display because of the difference in whites and creams. And I told her, I said, I think I would pull in more white. I explained it, you know, match your whites or match your creams. Again, I'm anal retentive, but that's the way I work on stuff. I do have a good eye for color, you guys. I do have a good eye for pulling things together. I will give myself that credit, but actually it's not me, it's him, you know, but I do have a good eye for color. So that's really all I brought out here to show you, because again, I don't have any fall ribbon up here, and I could sit here all day and go through ribbon combinations with you guys, you know, but I wish I could give like I wish that I could go from house to house sometimes and you could pull out your ribbon and I could go, well, this, and this would look really pretty together, but what are you making? Where are you putting it? So I would ask you 5 questions before you even showed me your ribbon. Arlen, I want ribbons for my mantle. Well, Arlen, I want ribbons for my staircase. I want ribbons to do on this wreath. I want ribbons to do, you know, I want to do a ribbon combination for this or that. You know, think about the whole project. I guess that's my bottom line. Think about the whole project and then choose your ribbons, or choose your accent pieces and then choose your ribbons off of your accent pieces, or choose your accent pieces after you've chosen your ribbons. You know, so I'm yammering. I know, I realize this. I realize that I'm yammering, but it's a hard concept to explain for me. So I hope that I did it justice. I hope that you guys get what I'm saying, you know? So anyway, all right, I'm gonna stop talking and I'm gonna go into my final words. As I said, again, I don't have any videos planned, you guys. I really and truly don't. I've kind of given up on that wreath for now, just because I don't have the gumption to do it, and I'm not going to force myself to do it, you know? One day I might wake up and go, woo, I want to do that, or it may not get done till after Christmas. That may be a January project for us, you guys, if I don't, because Barb and Dawn are coming on the 17th, like I said, and they're going to be here till like the 25th or 6th, something like that, and then after that I'm going to start into my fall decor. So why worry about that wreath right now? I think, Ryan, you had mentioned that to me. You know, why worry about that, doing that right now when I've got a wreath there for fall and then I'll have another one for Christmas. So in January, that might be a good project for us to do, you know? So, but I've kind of put that, I even carried the stuff out to the garage. I've kind of put it, you know, I've been straightening up and getting ready for people to come, because we've been on the road a lot, going up and back and forth and stuff. So anyway, so if you have questions, ask me questions. I may bring you back and show you what I do to the guest room up there, and who knows what else we'll get into. You know, I don't know. But anyway, for now, I'm going to shut this one down, and I just broke my necklace. Look at that. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Oh, I can't even see it. Chris will fix that for me. This is a necklace I got from the Vera Bradley Outlet Center. I got the necklace and the earrings and the bracelet right there. So I can barely see it, but I think it's fixable. I yanked on it too hard. Wasn't all that cheap. Yeah, it can be fixed. Yikes, you know? Anyway, all right, you guys. Let me go into my final words and say, I hope that all is well with everybody, and that I hope for those of you who are struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope that you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each day. I hope you don't have anything weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits, hugs all around, and I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And with all that said, I'll just say, until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.